friends. Welcome back for another episode of I Would Camp That. As you can see, I'm hanging out in our lovely rig right now, just by myself. Rita was going to come out with me for this video, but unfortunately she's at home fighting a bit of a cold right now, feeling kind of fatigued and achy, so I just encouraged her to just, focus on rest and getting better. And I will come out and camp and stay the heck away from her so I don't get sick. So this week has been a bit of a mixed bag. I've picked up a little bit of overtime this week, but I also took a couple of my regular shifts off as vacation days and got out for some camping, just a couple of nights with Rita and her dad. Rita's dad is a van camper. His van has shown up in our channel a long time ago, but it has shown up in, I think, at least one of our past videos. And we also got out and did some exploring on a whole bunch of back roads. I think I added like 3 pages worth of markers to my map marker app. It was awesome. And also we got out and looked for grouse. Rita's dad eats, drinks, bleeds, dreams of hunting. He is a hunter through and through. Rita grew up with hunting. I did not. So this is actually, as we kind of start getting into the hunting season, this will actually be my first time going out and hunting and just starting with grouse. Haven't actually gotten anything yet, but I've had fun, just going out, walking some roads, scouting out some places where we've seen sightings. We really didn't have much luck with our 2.5 days that we were out. So that brings us to tonight's video. Plan is going to go straight to bed. No supper plans. I already ate. Nothing really extravagant. Just going to go straight to bed. Want to get up really early. The purpose of tomorrow is I would like to get out and do some more exploring. I'd like to show you folks some of the areas that I checked out with Rita and her father. I did take some footage while I was out with Rita and her dad, but it was very disjointed and all over the place, and my original intention was to try to make that into a video, but I was also wanting to focus on the visit, not waving a camera around 98% of the time. And I also wanted to make sure that I was just listening and learning and soaking up knowledge from Rita's father and Rita herself. With that said, dawn is going to come very quickly, so I will see you all bright and early. We're going to do some hunting, hopefully some exploring. Good morning, everyone. I opened the back and then I immediately shut it because it's pretty windy outside. Light is starting to come out. It's a little after 6:30 in the morning. I had an amazing sleep. I swear I sleep better. I've said this before, I'm sure, but I swear I sleep better when I'm in my truck and I'm outside than I do in an actual bed. I don't know. I'm just wired differently, I guess, but I should be switching over for nights, but like I said, I just really wanted to get out here, try my hand at looking for some grouse, and just be out here again. So I'm gonna breakfast. I've got some food I can just eat while we're on the go, and I'm just gonna just get ready to go here, and we'll get out and start scouting. Like I said, today's plans will be kind of dependent on how our little hunt goes, but hopefully we'll get some exploring in as well today too. Sorry for any wind contamination noises. It is a very windy morning. So I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna start walking through some of the brush here. See if we can flush something out. We'll start this way first. Some deadfall pine over here. Wind like this, I would suspect they're probably up in their trees trying to stay warm. What's this over here? Oh, looks like there's a drainage pipe over here. Yeah, that wind is pretty gnarly this morning. I'm gonna go find a side road that I'm hoping will provide a bit of a wind block. Maybe encourage some of them to come out and peck at the road, or at least hang out in the brush, because I'm thinking they're probably all up in their trees right now, just hunkering down, trying to stay warm. Well, I just saw a ruffed grouse and I spooked it off the road. Flew up into a tree, or a bush. So, let's load up and see if I can find him. All right, he was just back here somewhere. I'm gonna go for a walk in the bush here and see if I can flush him out. Yeah, I didn't even see that one. It was in the grass and it's still kind of low light conditions. Rough grouse, they're gray, they blend in really well. And I didn't even see them till I flushed them out of the grass driving the truck. Grouse tend to live in the same place for most, if not all, of their lives. So I'll go ahead and mark this one down as a sighting and we will continue down the road. And I will try to catch them before I flush them out with the truck. There's a little offshoot side road just curving around the trees down here, and all that tree cover might serve as an adequate wind block. So we're gonna pop down here, and then I think we're gonna go for a little walk down this road. Just want to see if I can visibly see how far down it goes. Okay. Alright, we're just gonna park the truck here and I'm gonna load up and then we'll get out for a walk here. See a bunch of thick brush up ahead. Might be a good place to go look. Ooh, it's getting thick. Oh, this wind is brutal. Those trees, like I keep hearing creaking, and at first I thought it might be a bird, but the wind is actually making some of those trees shake so much that they're creaking really loud. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get a fallen tree or two on this road at some point, especially next time we have a rainstorm or something. I'm just about back to the truck, so we're gonna go with the original plan, start doing some exploring, show you a couple of the places we checked out when I was out with Rita and her dad, and we're gonna go even further up this one road that I want to explore further. So that'll be a fun little adventure. And of course, if we see any grouse poke their heads out, we'll cross that chicken infested bridge when it comes. So one thing I've been wanting to do as well, I just popped a memory card in it. We actually haven't used the dash cam in a little while because, as you can see, we've got a massive crack going all the way across the windshield. And I just want to see if the dash cam will pick that up. So I'm looking at, it looks like it is recording. We're under continuous recording on the Thinkware app. We've got a file from today's date, and we've got a file from January 1st, 1970, 16 years before I was born. Well, I've discovered time travel. That's some Back to the Future level stuff right there. Great Scott. All right, let's back out of the continuous folder. Gonna jump back in. Is it populating? Okay, I just see the one file. Actually, yeah, it's only recording for like 4 seconds, but that actually looks pretty okay. Now I backed out of the continuous folder, and the recording light is turned back on. And yeah, let's try jumping back into file list. So as soon as I jump into file list, it stops recording. And we've got another file. Yeah, for having a massive crack in the windshield, that looks great. Well, that's really lucky. The dash cam completely bypasses over top of that crack. So that's awesome. Lucky, lucky. All right, let's get back on the road. I got stuff to show you folks. I was gonna get out and walk around this area to show you folks around. Not much to it, just a big gravel pile area, big clearing. The wind is absolutely insane. So I'm not sure you'd even be able to hear me out there. Rita, her dad, and I came out to this place after we had searched for some grouse and didn't have any success. And this is a fantastic area. Places like this where there's a big gravel pile and there's a smaller gravel pile over there. Fantastic if you want to come out and do some slob shooting, sight in your rifle, just do some practice, let off some rounds. We sighted in our 22 rifles over there at that big spot there. There was someone left like a case, like a beer can case, and filled it with rocks. And we just put a paper target on there and practiced. And then we were also putting spent shotgun shells on the bushes over there with that berm in the back for safety. And we were just firing at shotgun shells just to practice our accuracy and such. I don't know that this is one that I would go out of my way to actually sleep at, just because there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, other than the fact you might wake up and people are here wanting to shoot. There's just so many better areas. Like I've said before so many times, I just love this part of Alberta we live in, because these areas are literally right in our backyard. I don't have to drive very far from home to get to any of these. So it's really nice. We're very blessed to live where we live. But let's get back on the road. Just wanted to show you folks this spot super quick. So this is one of many roads that we explored. This was also one of the roads. I didn't walk quite this far, but this is one of the roads that I was walking earlier looking for grouse. So what I've been doing with my map marker app is a lot of times when I have a spot that's a potential camping spot, I'll throw it in the map, I'll color code it, but also when we have splits in the road like this, I'll throw these obnoxious bright yellow markers in, and I'll use a signpost picture just so they're very eye-catching. And you can put little notes in there like, you know, split in road, rocky road conditions, or road might be washed out, or steep hill or something like that. Just in case I don't come back to these areas for a while, just, you know, the more notes, the better. So this spot up this way leads up to an oil and gas outpost. Many of those in Alberta. Not even sure if that one's even still in service, so that would be a ideal place to possibly camp. And then over here, the road banks southwest and leads off to more oil and gas spots, a lot of which are large clearings that are just overgrown, forgotten to time. There's a capped oil well spot out there somewhere. But then you get a lot of places too where the company that was running them just doesn't, like, they just stop using them and they just don't clean up after themselves. They don't remove structures, don't remove the equipment. They might have meant to and then ran out of money, and it's just not profitable for them to do it. So you do get some very just painfully abandoned, like very just a lot of garbage and old equipment. It's almost kind of embarrassing actually, but they do make for good camping spots, because if they're not in service anymore, well, no one's really going to care if you're overnighting there. So we'll continue straight on the split in the road, and we'll just head down this way, and I'll show you the spot at the end, which could be a potential camping spot in the future. Yeah, so that is old and covered in rust. The turnoff coming in here is super overgrown, and yeah, just an old small oil and gas spot that looks like it hasn't been used in a long time. Sometimes they have like a not in service sign on here, and yeah, no, I'm not seeing one, but sometimes you will get ones where they'll actually have a sticker slapped on that says not in service. But yeah, this one very obviously does not look like it's in service at all. Like I said before, these are literally everywhere. Great staging points for hunting, good options for us for overnight camping. It's, yeah, they're just literally everywhere. But we're going to get back on the main road because I want to continue. We didn't explore too far down this main road. We're off on a side road right now. And I really want to go further north and see what's up there. Wow, the weather really isn't cooperating today. So we've got a fallen tree over there. This road's getting pretty rough. Still getting a light drizzle. Now we're starting to get hail. Cool. The cautious soul in me is telling me to turn back, but the adventuring spirit tells me to press onward with utmost resolve, courage, and stupidity. Let's be real, this is probably how I'm gonna die. Oof. Rut City. That is looking gnarly. And this, my friends, is why we have recovery boards. That was a sick bump. Really sick bump. Let's check on things. Oh gosh. Okay, the fridge cord got knocked loose. So we'll get that turned back on. And oh, I think oh gosh, we finally found a bump that actually dislodged the Jackery 2000. Oh wow, that was nuts. I think I actually got air on that. Okay. I was going through Rut City, and then I figured, okay, can't stop, won't stop, don't want to get stuck, and whew, it was wild. Okay, yeah, from what I can tell, everything else looks all right. That beeping's just because I still have the keys in the ignition. Whew. That was gnarly. My passenger seat was already a mess. That mess is now transferred to the floor. I had my air compressor here, which I'm gonna move to the floor. It was sitting on my seat. When I took that bump, I think it came like up to here, which is dangerous, by the way. I really shouldn't be leaving that on the passenger seat like that, so note to self. But oh man, that was wild. Okay, against my better judgment, I say that a lot. I'm starting to think I don't have good judgment. Let's press on. Got another soupy spot up ahead. Gonna try to hug the left here. That looks not too bad. There we go. It was super bad back there, but now it seems like it's a bit better. Just, yeah, this was gravel, and now it's just like dirt and muck. Definitely not a well-maintained road in the slightest. I think I see a grouse down the road, so I'm gonna try my luck. Well, I just bagged my first 2 ever grouse, got 2 in one shot. I gotta get them field dressed and get those in the fridge. So there's one, and there's the other one. I was planning to go a little further up this road. Rain is on and off. Honestly, wasn't expecting to bag anything, and I literally got 2 grouse. My first ever. 2 grouse in one shot. So I'm gonna, like I said, get these guys field dressed, and then I think I'm gonna head home. And like I said, first catch, so it's a good day. It means I'm gonna have to go back through the soupy stuff back there again. Well, I'm back home in our humble abode that is not the truck for a change. And full disclosure, I'd never field dressed a grouse before, so I did rush them home. Rita and I field dressed them. Rita walked me through it because she's done it with her dad before. Super easy. I mean, I'd heard it was easy, but... And Rita, who seems to be feeling a lot better now, is excited to prep a stew.
That was some of the cleanest cleaning I have seen, Dustin. Like, one bird had a couple pellets in the breast meat that we were able to pluck out. The rest was perfect. Like,
That's awesome.
Like, I could have bought that at a grocery store.
That's awesome.
So I know it's a bit past lunchtime, but I'm just going to saute up a little bit of onion, saute up the meat as well, and then once it's got a bit of color and cooking to it, I'm just going to put in some broth. I have canned potatoes in case I don't have actual potatoes with me at the time. And we're going to keep the seasoning pretty simple. We're just going to use vegeta, and we're going to use a little bit of goulash cream.
Cool.
But Dustin, I want you to try a taste of this before we put in all the seasoning, so you can taste cooked grouse before I mar it with anything other than onion. Before I start adding seasonings, try grouse meat.
Okay. First time having grouse meat.
Texture's a bit tougher than regular chicken, eh?
Yeah, it's kind of... I don't know how to describe it. Like, leathery?
Gamey.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit tougher, not as fat, but flavor-wise, what do you think? I know it's been in chicken stock.
Yeah, now that I've chewed on it quite a few times, yeah, it tastes good. I'm excited to see how it is with seasonings. It'll kind of bring out the flavor a bit. But...
yeah, I'm not going to go overboard with the seasonings, but just enough that you're not just having chicken stock with grouse in it.
I'd love to do some over a fire at some point. That would be cool.
Maybe one day that it's not raining.
Yeah, the weather was not cooperating. You should be glad you weren't with me on some of those roads. It was bad.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure I got air on one of those bumps.
Yeah, I'm quite glad.
Well, I caught it. The love of my life has cooked it. Got some grouse stew, potatoes, and some veggies. Do you want to take the first bite, or?
I'll do it.
Yeah, go ahead. What kind of seasoning did you put on the grouse?
Just vegeta and a little bit of goulash cream, which is paprika based. Basically all that my parents would use.
All right, here it goes. Oh my gosh. That's good. That's really good.
You like it?
Yeah. First time ever having grouse. Thanks for cooking that up, babe.
Of course.
Well, thank you so much for joining me on this little adventure. We got a nice little overnight camp in. Went out and looked for grouse. Went on a really sketchy road, among other roads. Was hoping to get up a little further on that road, but I think I'll try that one again, preferably when it's not raining, a little bit of hail, and all that stuff, when it's not so soupy. And hey, it was cool. Rita actually got to appear in this video after all. So thank you for joining me. Really excited that I got my first successful grouse hunt, my first successful anything hunt on camera. We will see you all in our next adventure. Stay classy, my friends.